Well, hello everyone. This is Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. It has been a while since I've been around. I have been MIA this year in 2021, but I am back and I plan to be consistent and start doing some weekly videos. And so the easiest place to find all the videos will end up being in our Ranger Press YouTube. And there will be a playlist just for Family eBiz for working at home. And that will be a great place. So this is probably where you're watching this video right now. It could be in our private Facebook group as well. So let me just go ahead and dive in, tell you what's been going on in my life, and tell you where we're headed and what I have planned to be able to share with you. Because the whole reason Family eBiz exists is to be able to help you make a stream of income at home, whether that's a part-time income or whether that's a full-time income. So what has been happening to Carrie Beck? Well, I have been MIA due to some events and some other streams of income. Over the next several weeks, I plan to be able to share with you some of those streams of income. About a year ago, at the end of May in 2020, I went from working our online businesses part-time to full-time. And I will be honest, I tell you how things work and I know how things work, but I was trusting God for our income. And so actually he blessed us. Now it took several months to be able to get there because it does take some work. It's not like I just get on and type 2 or 3 emails and all of a sudden I made $20,000. That is not how it works, at least with me. We do have to put some work in, but we do have freedom. I have freedom when it comes to Family eBiz or how to homeschool my child, because that's my other business that really shows me what's working in a niche, in an industry. But Family eBiz and how to homeschool my child allow me to be able to go and spend time with my grandkids. Last week, I was able to go up to Dallas for 3 days. I left on Tuesday, came back on Thursday, drove 3 hours away, and that is the freedom that an online business has. I worked a little bit. I would get up in the morning, I'd read my Bible and pray, and then I would actually get online and take care of some email and some business, and then I'd spend the day with my granddaughter. And then in the evening, right after dinner or after she went to bed, then I would get on as well. So that's the freedom of an online business. Now, what have I been doing? I told you I moved from part-time to full-time. I want to share how I've added some streams of income to my profit loss statement in this last year. Actually, I added 10% increase gross profit in 2020 just from one event. And that same event added a 54% increase in my net income, which is even bigger because like gross profit's big. And then we subtract all those expenses. 54% was coming from one of the events that we gave. One big reason I believe that we increase is this event was online. We were in the middle of COVID and everyone was struggling. Everyone was like rushing around. There's one reason. The other reason, it was in the homeschool niche, and that was a growing niche, and God just blessed me with that niche to be able to expand and grow and help the homeschoolers. So that is another reason. Some of the other streams of income that I'm going to talk to you about over the next few weeks, and then I'm going to really dive into events. So one of them is events, and I'm going to tell you about the 2 events we've added. Bundles, I have been working with some different groups that provide bundles, and there's different reasons, whether that's email subscribers or bottom line. Digital everything. I used to ship a lot. We used to ship. I remember in the summertime when we had an assistant here, she would sometimes go to the post office with 50 orders, to go. Well, we've gotten rid of all that. It's all digital now, and it's delivered like that. I have a new platform that will send things out, and I don't have to be in the middle of it. And then also, I have been really working on my courses. I've been working on them in the homeschool industry, and then some of y'all have received some of our Family eBiz, our work-at-home courses as well. And I think that's helped. Our flagship course, Christian Leadership Education, is now limited to being offered in January and September. So there is some scarcity there as well. And if you've heard me talk about marketing, you know scarcity is important. That if people think, oh, I can't get it, and they truly can't get it, because people have come to me and said, I can't watch that video. I'm like, yes, I sent you 4 emails last week saying it was coming down on Sunday night. And if you haven't seen them over 5 days period, it means, I don't know what it means. But anyway, I did try to give plenty of heads up that the videos were coming down and the ability to enter into our leadership course was coming down. But let's talk about events. I'll come back next week. My plan is on Monday afternoons. I normally do a 3 o'clock Central Time homeschool Facebook Live, and then we put it on YouTube. And so what my thought is, at 3:30, after 30 minutes, I will come here on Family eBiz. What I am finding is videos are a lot easier for me to produce and get to you than a blog post, although it will eventually turn into a blog post. Right now, I just want to get some information. I want to help you with what is working now, especially through the COVID and all the problems that are going on in the world. Okay, events. I added 2 events in the past 12 months. The first one was Homeschool Superheroes right here in this group. I've already told you about that, so I'm just going to summarize, and you can go watch that other video. Homeschool Superheroes week was the last week of August. I added 2,400 or more email subscribers. I added 10% gross income in 2020. I built relationships with my affiliates, with my speakers, and they were willing to come back to me in February for the second event. I built relationships with brand new customers who have continued to buy things. I do not have all those statistics. I just wasn't set up for that. I am working on it for 2021 to know once they joined Homeschool Superheroes or they bought the VIP pass, how much money did I make from that? I'm still working on those statistics. But I built relationships with customers that are writing me and asking me questions. I had one last week, and some of them are just personal questions. They don't have to do necessarily with homeschooling, but they trust me to come back to me, and I see their name over and over, either buying a bundle, buying my own courses, buying just an ebook from me as well. So those are some of the benefits. The second event that I put on was the end of February. So that was just 2 months ago. The name of it was Life Skills Leadership Summit. You see, I've been teaching leadership skills to moms and homeschoolers probably since 2008 or 10, something like that. I wrote an ebook, Raising Leaders Not Followers. It's a Christian leadership approach to homeschooling and towards education, and I have changed it a lot over the time. It is in paperback form when I go to a live event, but mostly I am just selling it as part of a course, a 12-week course that I now have. I was actually shocked by how much people love this event, and they continued to buy. Let me tell you the process that went on, very similar to Homeschool Superheroes. But what they would do is we offered them a free pass. They could come on at any 24-hour period and watch the course. With Homeschool Superheroes, I released all of those sessions for Monday at, say, 8 o'clock in the morning. With Life Skills Leadership Summit, they were released at specific times. So that meant at 9 o'clock, one session came on, and then at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock or whatever. There were live sessions. They were recorded, but I turned them on and they were available for 24 hours. Sorry, there was a bug driving me crazy. It is beautiful right now in Texas, and so that's why I'm outside. Okay, so we made a 24-hour period they could get live. What they realized is they couldn't consume it all. And so then they would buy the VIP All Access Pass. When they first signed up for the free All Access Pass, they were given a 20-minute special. That price changed from 2 weeks before. It was 20, then it was 25, and then it was 30. So if they took advantage of the 20-minute special, they got it fairly cheaply. It was a little more than some of the cheap general homeschool things. This was a specific, people are involved. They were like, yes, we want to give our kids life skills. We want to give them leadership. So there was a purpose. This topic was really resonating, not just with homeschoolers, with moms and dads of all different education backgrounds. And so there was one thing that was different. The other thing is every morning I went live in our Facebook group and talked to them for about 30 minutes, telling them a topic, whatever the topic was today. We had 2 tracks. One track was the leadership skills. The other track was the life skills. So every day, so let's say the first one day was like character building for leaders. And then the life skills was communication skills or whatever it was. There were several different topics. You get the gist of it. So what did we do? We did again add over 2,400 people to our email subscribers. We added at least 10% to our gross income for the year. I won't know the total for the whole year, so I can't really give that to you, but I think it was good. Why do I think this particular event, I personally think it was more successful than the Homeschool Superheroes, and I expect Homeschool Superheroes to be more successful this year. Why do I think it was successful, and what are some things that you might do to make an event in your niche? And I would be happy to help you brainstorm and think. You just leave a comment. We'll set up a time period. Let's get on the phone and talk about it. Personally, I had less number of sales. So as far as the money making number of sales, I didn't have the same. I had less numbers. But my price increased. You see, when I did Homeschool Superheroes, the 20-minute thing started at $12. Now it started at $20 because I was even more focused. It wasn't just general homeschooling. It was specific topics that they could come up with. And it went from $20 to $30. If they didn't take the 20-minute offer, they were charged $25 to $35. And I still, at the end of the week, had people buying $35 tickets because they wanted it. And after the event, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to boost that thing up to 50 and make it sound too expensive so they'll buy it before the week is over, and there would be a little bit of scarcity factor. They were still buying it 2 weeks later at $50. They were interested. I didn't realize, but I had really hit something in my niche market as well. I think we had more dollar sales. I did. I had more profit. I will say the dollar amount was higher. The number of sales was lower. But since the ticket price was higher, the total dollar volume was higher. So we increased prices and people were still buying at $35 and $50. My affiliates were making more money also because they weren't selling a $12 ticket. They were selling a $20 to $35 ticket. So Homeschool Superheroes was 12 to 20 or 25. I can't remember. That's where we started. For this one was 20 to 35. So my affiliates were making more money. They had more volume too. I will say my highest affiliate salespeople, they sold more number of sales and higher dollar sales. So that was good. The content was spot on. It was exactly what these people were looking for. We were solving a problem. We weren't just throwing something like spaghetti on the wall. And I will tell you one way I did this. I've been in some different homeschool groups. I was in my own homeschool group. Last fall, I actually put questions out about which life skills would be most helpful to you. And I had my own thoughts. They came up with communication and relationship. I didn't even think of that. So I added that. I asked them what they needed, and then I solved their problem. So content was spot on. We are continuing relationships with them by giving them more products that they may need. But I'm also, for our all access pass, our VIP people, I am having watch parties. Now, I have learned a lesson. I was doing it every week. I think it was too much for them to try to get on every week on Wednesdays. I actually just sent them an email this morning and say, we're all too busy. That's probably way too much. So we're going to have a watch party every 3 weeks. You've already told me the topics. I've already talked to the speakers. I am making sure they can get on with a new 3-week schedule. And it's been good. It isn't a lot of people, but even 10 or 20 people, you are building a relationship. Remember, it is more important for you to build a transformation in your customer than just a transaction. A transformation will make them lifelong customers, lifelong clients. A transaction is just some money and they'll move on to the next transaction. That has been my goal. I have gone overboard, and I will tell you, I hired I had a brand new assistant for this second event, which I was like, really, God, why do I have to get a brand new one? My old one quit in January. Best thing that ever happened to me. He was excellent. I also hired a blogger to help me with some of the Facebook things she already understood. And instead of paying her, we exchanged. She worked for me, and instead she got a platinum sponsorship, meaning she had the opportunity to be in front of my people 3 times a day. in the community group. And she also was elevated as an expert with the affiliates because I was constantly saying, oh, you'll need to talk to Megan about this. You'll need to talk to Megan about that in both the community group and the blogger groups. So that was awesome. She and I had a conversation a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and she said, Carrie, you just went over, you over delivered. You constantly over delivered. So I've really worked on building a relationship and give, because when we give, I think that's when people build that relationship and then they're willing to invest in you as well. I believe we also continued sales because I actually did a flash sale launch of my Christian leadership. You see, it was Life Skills Leadership. I have a 12-week leadership course 2 weeks after the summit. I opened it up for, I think, 5 days, and you could enter into the leadership course for that. And then it closed up, and that's when people are like, oh, where is it? I need it. And all of a sudden they realized I was serious. You can't just get in. You'll have to wait till September. You will not be in my live classes because I'm re-recording all of them. So that was good as well. Okay, so that is a ton of information. I just want to share a lot of that with you. We upped the price. We built relationships. My affiliates, I have great relationships with them as well. They are winning. They are getting more email subscribers. There's a lot of details we did as well. I'm just like going over the main things. And we continue to have sales. I had a launch immediately afterwards that was built on what they need, why they came, life skills and leadership. So my question to you, leave a comment here. What are you doing to increase your email subscribers? What are you doing to increase money, income? And how could you use an event in your business to increase email subscribers, to increase profitability, to increase all sorts of things about it? Number one question, how could you use events? Leave a comment here. Let's chat. So whether you're in the Facebook group or the YouTube, I will be checking back here and just interacting with you. If you have not joined my email list, I will be sending out weekly emails after I post a video so that you know that it's up and you can go on and watch. So I hope you have learned one thing that you can use in your business. Takeaway. I'm Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. Y'all have a great day.